Hey everybody, live again. Happy Friday to you. Got WarMachine today. Going to be setting this up on the page real quick, and then we're going to rock and roll with this thing and knock it out. Just letting you guys know. There we go. Okay, cool deal. Now, this is my version of the Mach 3 or Mark 3, depending on how you pronounce it. I say Mark, but a lot of people say Mach. But anyway, this is my design for the Mach 3 or Mark 3 WarMachine, and I wanted to knock it out for you guys today to have a little fun and do a little something different. Seeing how we're coming up on the end of the year with the holidays coming up and whatnot, and there's a lot of stuff going on with Disney's back end right now, talking about their new digital platform and what they're going to be doing and what they're not going to be doing anymore and whatnot. And the big thing is they keep talking about what they're going to do is stopping the Marvel line of comics. And no one really knows if they're just stopping it with Diamond, aka previews, or if they're stopping it permanently with like all across the board. Because they separated from Diamond and stopped carrying with them a while back, and they said they would carry throughout the for subscribers and things like that. They would carry out through the end of 2017, which we're at now, presently. And a big thing with that is the rumor mill is going crazy on what's going to happen with the Marvel Comics. Now, articles have come out from Disney and stated plain as day that they weren't going to do it anymore, that they were closing the line down. And then conflicting press releases say that they're going to be holding on and moving it to their digital platform, and it's going to be a whole new Marvel all over again. But then if you go to Marvel's website and follow their newsfeed, they're still saying that there is no more Marvel after 2018, except for what they have until March with the what is it, Generations or whatever it is, where they're crossing over the modern Marvel Now version of whatever the character is, and then the classic version as well, like they did with Thor and Wolverine and whatnot. And we never know what we're going to get anymore with these things. It's reached a point now to where we don't know what's coming with them. I mean, it's best guess scenario, just like anybody has at this point, because of the fact that they're not going to disclose anything until this new platform comes out and we find out if we have digital comics or no more Marvel comics at all, because they've used them up and absorbed them as IP properties. Because they're talking about right now on Disney, the Disney side of things, they're saying Marvel has over 60 new animated series coming out in 2018 and 2019. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. That's a lot of cartoons. I don't even know how they're going to keep up with all that. But, if they're going to move it to a digital format, awesome. But I don't know. Just my instinct is that they're going to take it out. And I've been pretty spot on with these. I've been very fortunate to follow this stuff and predict it pretty close. And I'm going to tell you, my prediction is they're going to shut it down. I really, really, really agree with people that are saying that they're going to close it down. I think they're going to kill it, and they're going to use it as an IP property, and they're going to have it in games, and we'll get the golden style Disney books, and the kids type of little floppy books once in a while that you find in like a magazine stand, or grocery stores kind of things. And we're going to get some graphic novels out of it. But I don't know if they're going to keep the Marvel monthly line running or not at all. My gut instinct tells me that they're not. And if they prove us wrong and they go digital, that's phenomenal. That's awesome. It should have been done 20 years ago. But I don't know. It's completely up in the air at this point as far as what Disney's doing with them. And I think it's pretty cool with what we've got going on with the new rumor mill about the WarMachine film coming out. I would love to see this property go to a film all its own. And I think if it goes into the 4th or 5th phase of the Marvel films, it would be great, as long as they don't go too far-fetched with it, because of the fact, I mean, these are science fiction and superhero fiction anyway, but there's a lot of concern about Marvel going crazy with it, especially since they got the live-action Punisher film now, or the series coming out. They come out today on Netflix. I'm chomping at the bit for that one to watch it after, this evening. I'm going to delve into it and see what's all there. But we'll see what happens with it. Right now, I'm kind of up in the air with it. I mean, I liked it in Daredevil, the Daredevil season 2, so we'll see what happens. But the whole Marvel ditching it line and running Wolverine as possibly a new Iron Man, Old Man Logan getting some Iron Man armor because he's got the cancer or whatever, or toxic poisoning from the adamantium or whatever they decided to go with it. This version, he's got that going on now, and they're talking about playing off the film series and bringing that to life in an animated series as well, which I think that would be cool. But they're talking about him getting Iron Man armor now. They're talking about Punisher Frank Castle taking over for WarMachine, and they've been showing a lot of that stuff. I don't know, man. There's just a lot going on that I don't know what's going to happen. And if they take Frank Castle with an upgrade with a machinery upgrade like this, a tech upgrade, I don't know if the mech thing is going to allow for him to come back. But then again, I digress, because in March of this year, apparently, that's when the last books sell through Diamond. I don't know if they're going to direct distributorship or if they're cutting off completely. And, no one knows at the stores or anything like that either. No one knows what they're doing next and how to get Marvel books. I've asked many shop owner friends if they've heard anything about a new distributorship or a new contact to get books in store, or if Marvel is completely shutting down. And no one can tell me anything. They say that they've got news coming, and that's all they can say. And that's from the Disney wheelhouse. That's not from Marvel itself. That's from coming out of the Disney corporate, from what I'm understanding. And I'm going to do some more research in it in the next month or so for you guys to figure out what the heck is going on over there. But as we speak right now, Punisher is headed for WarMachine on the comic page, and they've got WarMachine headed for the big screen in the next phase of Marvel films. And then on top of that, we have Mark III and Mark IV, which this is Mark III, and Mark IV showing up in the next couple of films, the Infinity War, and the next couple of spin-off films that he's associated with, because he's supposed to make cameos in a couple of other films, which with Marvel and Disney you can't ever tell until they actually do it. So, which I think that's part of their marketing strategy right now, is to keep everybody in awe and off kilter as to what's going to happen. But we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. So, with that said, that's where the WarMachine concept of today came from. I wanted to do something different and cool, and give you guys a little bit more of a dynamic push, because you've been asking for that again. I know these cards are so small I can't do a lot with them. I've discovered I'm not a cant person, but it's really hard to do big action shots on these and keep them to where they don't look redundant in the profile poses as well. So I mean, it's either go really tiny or go big and reduce it, which I can't draw that on a card the same way. So that's why I do these portrait sizes, so I can do them live for you guys. Because if not, I'd have to go to a bigger material and then print and downsize them so that they would look and fit like they're supposed to, like a comic book would. But if I'm going to do that, I may as well go ahead and draw on a comic stock and knock out a big page. But that would take a little bit longer than what we're doing here with the 30 minutes or so that I spend with you guys every day. So that would make things a little more pressed, and we don't need to do that. But anyway, getting in this chest plate here, because this chest plate on the Mark III, the Mark III's got a kind of an angular chest plate. It's almost an octagon type of thing where everything is very angular, and I dig the look of it. It's just drawing it is a little difficult, but yeah, I like being able to draw these portraits for you guys, because what these cards do is they give me the chance to get into a lot of detail like this, especially with a guy like this, because this is going to round out really well. Really, really, really cool. And I like doing this because it gives me the opportunity to draw freely for you guys. And here's the edge of that chest plate. Just want to make sure I follow my guidelines here. I know this isn't razor sharp clean, but that's the terminology we're using here that allows for me to do that, aka sketch. So I know a lot of people say, you got to break out the ruler and you got to be precise and da-da-da-da-da. It's a sketch card. Sketch, 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 sketch. So hear me popping on my throat drop there so I don't have the old throat allergies mess with you. No coughing on camera. It's annoying. Stop it. I'll go ahead and black this out because this is a clean shadow right here. Dink. There we go. Cool deal. Okay. Now this is the shoulder pad here. That's the other shoulder pad there, and that's the tech underneath that connects. I'm really glad that they didn't go with the hammer tech through the whole thing, and that they've got this WarMachine using Stark Tech, which I think is a very wise decision, because the hammer tech stuff is really off kilter. But and the movies play him Justin Hammer perfectly. He's completely self-absorbed and just all about his stuff being way better than Stark's, and that's all he cares about. And I love that aspect of that character because it's phenomenal on screen. I don't know how many of you guys actually remember Justin Hammer when he showed up. I remember when I was a kid, and he made his first major revamped regrind during the Armor Wars back in the 80s, where he stole Stark's technology and gave it pretty much to everybody that wanted it. Crimson Dynamo. There was who was it? There was Crimson Dynamo. There was a couple of them. There were 4 or 5 of them got really, really nasty there. Backlash got back involved. And he wasn't even a tech guy. He was, the original Backlash wasn't even the tech guy that they have in the Marvel universe now. I think he did want revenge against Tony for his dad, but I don't think he had tech at all. As far as I know, he had the whip, but I don't know if he had armor tech or not. I don't remember in those stories if he did or not. And I probably should, but I may have to go back and reread those. I actually have those books in my collection. I should probably go back and read them. But I know when Justin Hammer showed up, he was a jerk, and I loved the antagonism that he caused when he made appearances. Loved it. Now this weapon, this gun here is not going to be precise. I kind of made my own incarnation of it because I just wanted to play around with it a little bit and use this as an opportunity to do so. So don't freak out on me and, you know, start saying, oh, that's not a so-and-so, so-and-so. And I know. I didn't want to go all Rob Liefeld on it, but I wanted to do something a little different in the meantime as well. Because, you know, at least it's not a Rob laser, you know, where it's blocked off and just a big, you know, slide and that's it. Lots of lights like a Star Trek display. I used to love to watch him draw those things when I got the opportunity to see it. You know, when he would go to conventions and stuff and put them up on YouTube and you could watch. I still think you guys can go online and see a bunch of that stuff. He may have taken it all down, but I used to watch a lot of those old videos, him just drawing like cable sketches and things like that, and he would draw the guns and stuff the exact same way he did in the comic books. These big ballistic style weapons. I used to really dig that. And if you're not a fan of Rob's, that's okay. It happens. But that's okay too. So let's see. I think I'm going to go shade this in here and pop this out a little bit because it looks pretty basic, like we've got him involved here. Now I'm going to go in and start detailing some of this out, fleshing it out a little bit. Cool deal. He's got that almost metallic skull thing going on here. And then this underneath gets blacked out. I'm going to keep these flat. Very black, very flat, very simple. Cool deal. This whole side of his head is black, so it gives it a black and silver skull look. It's very neat. Very neat. There we go. Cool deal. I like it. A lot of people will take the time to shine this up and make it look really cool and metallic and whatnot. I'm not going to do that because of the fact that these blacks especially on the Mark III, are flat. They are flat as they come. So I think that's a really cool idea that they did that and make them very easy to paint, very solid. Very easy to draw in detail. I really like the look of that. Now this would be black right there on the other side of that jaw. A little bit more of a black rage right around the eyes. A little heavier. I know it's just me, but the Iron Man mask always looks sad. He really does. He always looks sad. Most people think it has a grimace to it, but to me it looks like he's pouting like a kid. I'm going to go in and shade just one side of this so we can get a little bit of that look, but I don't want to go overkill. I want those sections to pop out. I think that's really cool. So we're going to get that going like that. Now most people would come in with a lot of different grays and stuff, but I'm being very meticulous about this. I just want to nail out the blacks and the silvers. And go right from there. You know what? I thought I was going to leave that that edge on the outside, but I don't think I'm gonna. I think what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to go right up against it on this panel, and I'm going to put the light on the inside as the edge of the panel. So what we're going to do is we're going to shape it out like this. Cool deal. Dink. Now, so I can get a fine line on this. As close as I can here. I'm being pretty quiet on this one because I'm just concentrating on these lines and whatnot for you guys. I'm going to shape out a couple of these real quick. Then I'm going to call this done. And then this weekend I'm going to be doing King Kong and Godzilla, as we discussed the last couple of days. That's going to be a big piece. Massive, in fact. A lot of detail in that one. Lots and lots of detail. So, I think it's going to be fun. Now, I also have webcomic preview stuff that I'm going to be showing this coming week for you guys. And we are going to be going from there with that. Been talking with a lot of people about getting that done and seeing what I needed to do to get feedback from you guys on it. So I'm going to be showing off bits and pieces of that so we can get that set up and moving and finish up the year with the bang. Finish up a year with the bang. Now, I know this is really raw, but I wanted to keep it that way. That way I could show off a little bit of the detailing here and there without too much effort being wasted on nitpicking it. Because if I was to do this for a comic book, I would be, you know, ruler this, ruler that, ruler this, and straighten all that stuff out. But because of the fact that I'm doing it as a sketch card, it gives me a little more freedom to go into the details for you guys. So I'm having a blast doing that. And with it being Friday's card, hopefully everybody's still digging these. Trying to keep it light. Not get into another set run for a little bit. Because got a couple coming on. Let's see. Cool deal. Yeah, he's coming to life pretty good. I'm liking it all right. Okay. I didn't give much notice for this one today. I just wanted to pop on and get it done. Just show up and show a nice surprise for today. And that's the reason I did the 10-minute notice on the live feed. And if you're watching this later, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Okay. I'm going to feed this one in from the bottom on this shadow right here, or this interior lip. And then right up underneath, I'm going to show all this stuff sticking out here. Really cool plate right there for the shoulder. Darken up that button on that chip where it's bolted down. Gonna leave this open to be gray on the track right there. This is another heavy-duty weapon track on his shoulder. The reason there are 3 of them on this side is I believe that there are 3 different weapons that he can pull up on this one. There's a grenade launcher, there's the Gatling gun, and I think a missile or rocket launcher pack that goes on this side as well that go down his back. So That would easily explain that away. With their different missile mounts. I got to see a sneak peek at the production of Venom yesterday too. That's looking pretty promising. Nothing illegal or anything like that. It was just a making of deal they had at the theater. So, pretty cool. Don't want people freaking out. How the heck did you see Venom? I've got connections. But I did see bits and pieces of the Ant-Man film and things like that coming out, and some of the other films that came out prior. Screening disc and stuff like that, and they're pretty neat when you get a hold of those things. I've seen a few of those. They're pretty cool. And not that I'm bragging or anything, it's just happenstance, right place, right time. I know people that get to view those things early and got to benefit from cool friends. We'll leave it at that. Okay, I'm pushing out this footer here for this chest plate because that's where it goes down right in here into the chest. Just boom, right there. And this is where that curves off. Right in here. This is the top for the chest. Right where the weapons mount onto the upper chest and shoulder. And wrap around into the side plate. And then right underneath that we have the shoulder. Separate those. Nice and neat. I probably should have weathered or war marked this one, but with some damage or something, but I didn't want to. I wanted it to be nice and clean, man. Fresh out of the shop. Fresh out of the shop. So, and at least they didn't kill WarMachine in Civil War, They left us Rhodey for at least a little while longer. But that doesn't mean they won't do it in the Infinity War, though. Because I think it was, if I remember right in the comic, it was Thanos that finished him off anyway. So we have, hey Nick, thanks for stopping by, man. Anyway, we have WarMachine kicking out here. But like I said, hopefully they won't kill him off in the Infinity War. But we'll have to wait and see. Who knows? Who knows? Because I believe it was Thanos that killed him in the comic book. So. Let's see. Cool deal. All right. Work on this gun a little bit, and then I'm going to call it a day. Not bad for a sketch card, I don't think. Not one of the absolute best that I've done, but it'll hold up. It'll hold up. So, whoops. Overshot there. Spoke too soon. Okay. Leave a couple of highlights on here. Show that surface. And I'm going to put that down here. Put that heavy shadow right there. That'll work. So, with this gun, we have declared this to be WarMachine. Pretty solid. A lot of black in here. A lot of black. Okay, cool deal. Put that little edge in there just to kind of pop that up a little bit. Now, there we go. I'm going to leave that as is. And we have WarMachine. So, that's it for today. Thanks for hanging out. And this is Mark III of the WarMachine. And I hope you dig it. I am going to be back with another one tomorrow, as always. And like I said, going to try and get to that King Kong Godzilla 11x17 piece as well, so you guys can check it out. So, be nice, smile, enjoy your weekend if I don't get to talk to you again until Monday. But if you can hang out with me over the weekend, awesome. If not, then I'll catch you next week. Take care. See you later.